everybody. How are y'all this day?
Man.
Hey.
Man.
Yay.
When did we start? We started at 11, right?
Yeah, like we normally do.
Right, right. Yeah. So I woke up 5 minutes before that. So I have every right to go, man.
Oh.
Surprise, my alarm didn't go off. But it's probably the fastest, and I kid you not, the fastest I've ever woken up.
I
Because
mean, I can
when you
believe it
check that,
because you called me on Discord. And then you're like, I'll be right back and hung up on me. And before, like, the bot kicked me off that call, you came back.
yeah, because I freaked out. It wasn't even a rough morning. I just slept and I checked my phone. I was like, what the fuck happened? Why didn't my alarms go off? And it said that I made it and then I somehow uh what was it? Switched it off. And I was like, I don't remember switching it off.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Anyway, I checked the
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
time and thankfully I woke up 5 minutes before we started because my brain clicked so fast. It woke up so fucking fast and was like, "Oh, hey, uh, so
It's better than
about that
coffee.
podcast." Oh, that's true. I'm now sitting with the thing of Sunkist, still trying to wake up. Bird is on my head, so if you hear her, apologies, because she was freaking out
Yeah, she got
when
some
I finally
opinions
woke up.
today.
Oh, she was mad. She's like, "Why did you sleep in?" Meh, meh. No, so she's now currently on my head.
So
She's
did
the
your
man.
husband sleep in too? Did he not was he not going to wake you up?
No, that's the thing. He's so lovely. Because he woke up to go to church with a friend of his, right?
Yeah.
And his alarm kept going off. And I asked, I was like, can you just wake up? Because I really just want to sleep in. This was like at 7 a.m., I think, 7
Mm.
or 8 a.m. And I was like, can you just turn them off? I want to sleep in. Can
Yeah.
you just so I could sleep in just a
Can you
little
just
bit?
shut the fuck up?
And yeah, and it's just And he was like, okay, sure. So he turns his alarms off. And that's when I was like, okay, let me go ahead and turn on my one alarm right before, like at 10. So I have a whole hour, to get ready. At
Huh.
10:55. And I'm, well, fuck me, I guess.
Ha.
That's probably that. Yeah, that was probably karma at its best, I think.
Yeah, especially after not telling people last week or 2 weeks ago, really.
Hmm, that's right. I was gone to Atlanta and not for a con. I actually went to Atlanta for fun, for another fun thing other than a con.
Okay, but Atlanta is fun. It's got a lot of fun things to do.
So, you know what the great thing about living close to Atlanta is? I actually have more experience now to just go because I'm an introvert, right? Like my
Hmm.
social battery would deplete so quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but I found because we went with my family, I found some amazing places to eat and to like go out and like to go dancing. They opened my eyes, man. They opened my eyes. It sucks that it's 2 weeks before our convention because now I'm
What are you
freaking
even
out. I'm
talking
like,
about 2 weeks before our convention? Our convention's next
yeah.
weekend. It's not even
Oh
two
no, no,
weeks.
no.
It's not even a full week.
Right, right, right. But when I at the time, it was 2 weeks before the convention, and I'm praying I didn't get any COVID or anything because I don't
Mm.
think I
Keep that shit
had
to
it.
yourself.
That's what I'm saying. And like, you work the convention. I'm just trying to be like, I don't want to get any of you guys sick.
Okay, but your
I don't want.
husband's working the convention too, and so you go gallivanting across all of Georgia's with its cooties, and then bring it back home
Yeah,
to
with
your
those cooties.
husband.
I will say I was masked up because I really didn't want to get sick right before the con because I was like, I love y'all. However, this con is very important to me. Cons. God, I miss con so bad. And so I say con and I say our con. What am I talking about? my dear friend,
We're talking
Abby.
about Comic-Con, Alabama's
Yeah,
largest
buddy.
gaming and anime convention. It is
Yeah.
happening February 11th through the 13th at the Birmingham Jefferson Convention Complex.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and it's got a bunch of cool people coming. It's actually, I'm very excited about this. We have a Twitch streamer that's coming to be the DJ for the
Oh
rave.
yes.
And it's
Yes.
Rob Roman's voice here on Twitch that is coming to be the DJ.
I'm
That's
so excited.
very exciting. Apparently, it's his first convention.
Oh really? Like his first ever convention?
I'm pretty sure he said it was his first ever convention. On top of that, this is his first time DJing for like a rave or a
Oh
party
no
because
way.
apparently his real job is as like a radio host kind of DJ thing.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and he does like if you watch him on Twitch, he does raves in VR on like VR chat and stuff. He has like a room that
Yes.
he'll like play music and stuff for. So he does
Is there
raves
a way
like
we can like
that or dance parties like that. So this is his first like live kind of concert. That's very exciting.
I hope he enjoys it. Like I really hope he enjoys it. And his music is already bomb, so I hope this will allow him to, I guess, gain a new audience essentially.
Yeah,
That man deserves it. Like his music is amazing.
he's so fun.
We usually we usually listen to him while we work out.
Yeah, it's like if he ends up streaming, like he'll do games and stuff like that. But if he's streaming like one of his like dance parties, I guess is the best term for it, we'll like switch off like our playlist and listen to him.
Oh yes. So let me ask you.
Ah,
I know we're talking about the con, and for those who aren't paying attention to the title of our stream,
eh,
we're talking convention stories, right?
eh.
But before we get into that, what is something that you're super excited? I mean, you're going to be working next week, obviously, but what is something you're super excited to see in the coming convention?
All my friends. Like I got to see some people like at AWA and stuff, but like
Yeah,
that's still not all my friends. Like a lot of these
right.
people I haven't seen. Like a friend of mine that I had recruited for like last season to come work with me and stuff, which was
Mhm.
back in 2020. I hadn't seen her and I've barely been able to
Oh
talk to
shit.
her since 2020. Since almost March of
Oh
2020,
wow.
honestly.
That
And
feels like
so I
ages
got to see
ago.
her Tuesday for the first time in literally
Oh,
almost 2 years.
2 years.
And it was really surreal because it's
I bet.
like I'm severely ADD. What a surprise. So I have like problems with object permanence. So like I'll love you to death until the day I die, but out of sight, out of mind, I'm not going to reach out to you.
Oh, me too. And it sucks
Um,
because I have ADHD and I'm an introvert and I'm trying so hard, but every time I like pull up my phone to talk to anybody, I'm like, am I bothering them? Maybe this is a bad
See,
idea.
this is why you get like a cute ass cat, and then it's just like, hey, look at my cat. Oh, we can start a conversation that way. Or no, we can just talk
Exactly.
about animals. That's easy. I can do that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I've actually because I struggle with making friends. I have actually recently been making more friends that way or reconnecting with people I
You
haven't really.
have to. I should tell them too what your new fucking obsession is.
I would like for it to go on record that you're the problem.
Record.
You started this problem, ma'am. I got a new
I didn't
phone,
do
so
anything.
I have
Yeah.
more memory on my phone now. Ooh, Ricey knows. I was struggling with the memory space on my last phone,
Wait,
like really, really
can you tell
bad.
them? Can you tell them how much space your old phone had? Like,
Like
can you
32
just start?
gigs.
Who who survives 32
Well,
gigabytes in this day and
apparently
age?
I was starting to struggle, okay?
Bizarre. Yeah.
I was
You
having
never
to
mentioned
like
about that.
uninstall like the less used apps I had on my phone just so I could get like
Yeah.
email notifications come through.
Bruh. And and you never said like one thing you told me is you couldn't download TikTok or anything, right?
Right, I
Because your
couldn't like I
phone
had
was
my
running out of
set
space.
stuff like I don't know like I could have just deleted Snapchat, but like push come to
Yeah.
shove if my sister needs me, that's how she would get in contact with me, so that's kind of why I
Yeah.
kept Snap. Um but like I had my base stuff. I had Facebook chat. I don't have Facebook because fuck Facebook's app. Um,
Yeah.
I had like Tumblr, I had Reddit, I had Twitch, Discord, things like that already on my phone,
Yeah.
along with like
I mean,
other
you did
apps.
have some like other major forms of social media to
Instagram, yep,
contact and like friends and stuff. Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah. 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 However, you never had TikTok,
No,
and
I never had TikTok.
it yeah, it was on your wives to kind of send you some funny shit, And we
Yeah.
talk about the TikTok memes, we talk about it. Or for me, especially, it's the songs I would hear and stuff, and I'll tell you about it. So when you finally got a new fucking phone and you finally downloaded TikTok, and this happened at work, right? And I'm
No,
just
I
like,
did it like the day before or the night
or the
before
day
or
before
something.
work. And then I like at work, while I was at work, I started getting like tons of TikToks. And you would just stare at me from across the desk, just giving me that eye, that look, like,
You know, like
watch
everybody
it.
knows that look. They do them with the significant
You're like,
others. They do them with their best friends. It's like you send them something, a picture, a
and
meme,
then you just watch
like a dumbass joke. You just stare at them,
it.
and you just
But you're
wait.
like, yeah, but you're giving me like 10 or like 15 different TikToks.
Okay, but like I would only give you like the look when it was like
And then,
really important. I'm like, I need you to look at this one right now. The others can
well,
wait.
and
I need you to look at this one right now.
yeah, and then it gets so crowded that you're like, you started sending it to me on like because you would send it to our group chat and you would send it to me via TikTok as well, and our actual like means of communication, like Messenger and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting this from everywhere.
Well,
And
like
I
I
sat down.
realized that you can send shit through TikTok, so I'm like, hey, if it's important, I'll
Hell
just
yeah.
send it to you on Facebook.
Oh yeah. And so I'm here and I sat down and I finally watched all of them. And
It
I'm just
wasn't
like,
that bad. Stop bitching. It wasn't that bad.
oh, first of all, I ain't bitching because there were some really like gold ones. Also, can we just admit that animals on TikTok are just amazing? Just all animals on TikTok, 10 out of 10, good boys.
Best.
Even if it's a shark, even if it's a shark, 10 out of
I'm
10,
gonna
good
be a
boys.
little sus with the shark, but you know.
I There's some cute fucking sharks because there's some TikTokers who are trying to like help you better understand sharks and educate you on sharks and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what Shark Week is for. No, thank you. Get off my timeline.
I'm just like, oh, this is cute. I like this. This is nice. I just like animals. But anyway, sorry, getting off topic. Finally got a TikTok,
Yeah.
and I hope because you have to interact with a few videos to finally,
Yeah, I'm definitely
show
still
your
training my
algorithm what you'd like.
algorithm.
Yes, but have you gone to cosplay talk yet?
Not too much. Unfortunately, I have found
Oh,
another aspect that I'm just like, oh, well, hello there.
can I just say also that nerd culture on TikTok is thriving. I follow the book talk, I follow cosplay TikTok. I'm obsessed. And I love how it just boosts that nerd culture. That's
Yeah,
all. Boosting it. I'm here for it. And I hope you get to
I
well,
have
cosplay
discovered
TikTok
the
and then
like
TikTok.
the subculture of the people who use the like masks and the glasses that light up and do
Oh
like the digital
yeah.
board and stuff.
Yes.
Hi, Agent Calavera. How's it
I
going?
don't know if I know that one.
Um,
Oh.
But they usually do like
Agent Telebear, hi. Sorry, I just now checked my chat.
um what is it? I don't know what the proper terms. Not duets.
Stitching
I don't think it's
or
stitching. The lip sync. What's the lip sync? Hello.
we'll just go with lip sync.
Okay, the lip sync stuff. I think they're fucking hilarious. Cuz
Yeah.
their bodies are super expressive. Okay, we may just need to like
Oh
switch
yeah.
this over to just like ADD.
Oh, con stories and
ADHD.
ADD. Listen, we'll get to them. We'll get to con
Gone
stories. It's
wild.
only 20 minutes.
Part what is it? 486?
Yeah, probably. 69. Anywho, so your experience, it's just nice to hear your experiences on TikTok coming from someone who's never really had it. And you know, it blew up in like 2 years, especially during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, because people ain't
So,
got nothing to do.
no. And honestly, fucking TikTok is perfect for my ADHD brain because at most, the attention that I need to have for like a story is like 3 minutes at most. Everything else is like a minute, a few seconds, all that shit. I'm here for it. Like Vine was at 6 seconds at most, you know?
Yep.
But and TikTok used to be like that, like just a few seconds, but chef's kiss that they made it a little longer. But thank God it's three minutes because that's as much attention as I can give anything at this point.
Really, I never would have known since you. I mean, like, we've been talking about this for probably a good 15 minutes.
Shame. No shame.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
All right, let's get back to topic. TikTok. Not TikTok, cosplays. Not cosplays. Conventions. Sorry, my bird is trying to chew my charger.
Sure, blame the bird.
I am blaming the bird. Here you go.
Blame your own bird brain, ma'am.
That too. That's why I
I.
connect with my birds.
I don't know. How
How
can you
many
find that
hours do
out?
y'all have on TikTok? Oh God.
How can
Is
I
that
find
a
that
thing I
out?
can I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm ashamed.
Tell us.
Like a week? Oh God. Oh God, I'm scared.
Options
If that's a thing that
iPhone.
oh no. I don't have iPhone.
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone
Damn, I'm
either.
safe.
Android all the
Safe.
way.
Hey. I just
Already
don't want
have
to
to.
look at my shame.
Shame.
I just don't want to look at my shame.
Shame.
Um,
Shame her. Shame
yeah.
her good. Um,
Oh, speaking of, and we can segue into conventions and TikToks. Would you ever actually make a TikTok with me at the convention?
depending on what it is.
And depending if you're not busy, because I don't
Yeah.
want to bother you
It
too much.
also depends on what cosplay I'm doing. Because I know I'm going as
Yeah.
JC from Model Zushi.
Oh
Um,
my God.
for Saturday. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Saturday's going to be busy for me because that's
Uh-huh.
when my husband's grandmother's coming and she's going to be Granny Sophie. And my husband's going to be cosplaying
She's
Cowl.
really.
Um, so like wrangling her
Yeah.
and everything else that I'm doing, and it being Saturday, and
Okay.
I'm in my own cosplay with a binder. Um,
Oh yeah. You
I
got some
like
testicles.
Saturday may
Sure.
not be the best. Main day Saturday may not be the best time. Saturday evening when I've switched into rave outfit, which I need to make sure I remember to get, um,
I need to
might
get
be the
my
best
rave
time
outfit
for
together.
me. Just try not to get my like the back of my head because my undercut has really grown out and I haven't gotten it touched up yet.
Oh, I see.
I'm doing Frisk one day from Undertale, and I'm doing
Yeah.
Broly from
Wait.
Good Omens for another day with my friend that I just mentioned earlier that I hadn't seen in
Yeah.
almost 2 years. She's gonna be my Aziraphale, I'm gonna be her Crowley, gender bent. So it just depends on when.
Wait.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
gonna go to
even.
Comic Con? Heck yes! Yes.
Oh,
Are
in
you going for all
Are you
three
going to be in
days?
cardigan? That is a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of well, I know. So one of the
Saturday?
cosplays.
Are you going for the full day?
Oh, second day. Yeah,
Are you gonna go to the
Saturday's where all
rave?
the yeah, that's where the rave is.
Yeah. But that's really
I'm
late
super
at night.
excited.
Our old ass is at 30 years old, 11 o'clock at night. Damn, that's so late.
Listen, I told you that I haven't been sleeping well, right? Like I've been staying up late and stuff. This weekend is the one weekend I really hope that I don't crash sleep at like 9, 10 p.m. I'm really hoping that I can last this weekend. I'm really, really hoping. We'll see though. Ah,
Mommy?
my dog is.
Who's mommy? I'm not mommy.
Are we talking Resident Evil mommy? Because that's this mommy that popped into my head.
Yes.
Is that sad?
I want a daddy of her. Like
You haven't seen the
I
daddy
love
on
when people do
TikTok?
like I love when they do like great cosplays like that, make it really accurate and stuff, but I also love when people like gender bend their cosplays. Like I
I was about to
love
say,
the big bar titty
what?
guys that cosplay as her.
Dude, I have to show you the top. Remind me after this to show you the TikTok of the gender bend of mommy, and he's a fucking daddy. Like holy
I
shit.
mean, just put it on the Twitter.
Oh, I'll see if I can do that. If I can find it. It's I gotta scroll, but I have
Oof.
one. I'm deep in cosplay TikTok. Like I'm deep. I love it.
So, okay, but here's the
And
thing.
that's how I
If
usually
we
get
were
my
to do
ideas.
TikTok together, what will we do? What are we doing?
Honestly, I kind of want to do something with a little cute little dance or something. And if you were JC from Razushi, I think that would be super cute. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
We'll see. Because, like, the wig cap I have for that makes my head hurt
Oh
really
yeah.
bad very quickly.
Mhm.
The shoes are not great
Also,
because they're just styrofoam. That's all they are. And then I'm
mm,
also going to be in a binder that I have not been conditioning myself
that's what's
for
gonna
because
suck.
I've been denying that I have a convention coming up. Um,
Wait. You haven't trained yet? Are you gonna train this week, like at work and stuff?
I don't know. Probably not. I don't want to have to deal with our boss like that. I know
Cool.
Connor Shush.
I will be there in Margaret Thatcher.
Oh,
Wait, I know
hey.
that name. Why do I know that name? I'm just thinking. Hold up.
Look it up!
I am looking it up because I'm thinking for some reason I don't know if this is correct, but Murder She Wrote, and that's not right. I don't think.
Uh, what day? For us? All of them.
The former Prime Minister. Wait, are we talking about the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? That's the first one that popped up.
I mean, I
Oh,
believe
Jesus
that's
crackers.
better than the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdoms, but
That's true.
that's political and we're
I'm so
hanging.
excited. I'm so excited everyone's going to be out there on Saturday. You're probably going to see me either not in the morning, but probably intoxicated and probably doing, I don't know what cosplays yet, but I'm definitely super excited for Comic Con. Which again, let's go back to the main topic.
What?
What
Us? Off
stories?
topic? I'm glad
Yeah,
I kept it as ADD.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what kind of stories do you have to share? We can. I know it's con stories and other conventions and stuff, but I do want to hear about some stories from the Comic Con as well.
Uh,
I have a few.
can I bitch about someone real quick? I gave you like a quick rundown about
With the
it
team,
like Friday. Um,
right?
and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on the podcast previously, but my first AWA, Anime Week in Atlanta, um,
Mhm.
I had reserved two hotel rooms and then I split it with like 16 people. So they
That
paid
is
me and then it's
nuts.
like like the hotel room was under my name. We had a con hotel room for AWA.
Yeah.
So like the
Mhm,
lobby, we were on one
mhm.
of those. those floors, upper floors. So it was a lot of people I knew, a lot of people, well, not really knew very well because these were a lot of friends of my husband, now husband, at the time
Hmm.
boyfriend. Um, and me and my husband went to two different colleges, so I didn't really know these people.
Hmm.
And someone in my room was someone that no one really knew firsthand. They kind of knew him as friend of a friend. So
Hmm.
he didn't really match our like everybody else's sleep schedules. So I think it was like Friday or Saturday or something. I wake up at like 9 or start getting up at 9, and he had already been up since like 6 or something, 5 or 6 or something, and already been down and doing his thing. And I get up and I go into the bathroom, and there was gray paint fucking everywhere. Not like powder,
Oh
like
my
not paint,
God.
but makeup. So it wasn't like powder
Yes.
makeup or like
Oh,
nice makeup. This was like Ben Nye grease paint or like grease makeup.
yeah. Yeah.
And I lost my fucking shit because he had it all over the counter. He kind of had it in the shower. He somehow had it on
Yeah.
the toilet. Like, I lost my fucking shit. Like, my roommates
Okay.
understood because, like, it was a Homestuck cosplay. And so I'm like, he's got to get back here and clean this up like now before he ruins somebody's cosplay
Yeah.
with grease makeup. Like grease
Yeah, yeah,
makeup
yeah.
will ruin somebody's cosplay because it's grease. It can stain
It is.
fabrics.
Yep. Hmm.
Um so like I had gotten into my cosplay, I'd gotten ready, I'd like suited up, grabbed my bag, everything like that. I was heading down. I'd gone to the elevators, and I'm pretty sure this is the elevator that ended up breaking back in November with people still on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
just blame
yeah.
me because I lost my shit. I get on the elevator, and he's on that elevator, and I lay into him. Like, it's filled with people, and I'm like, you get your ass back to the room and clean up your fucking grease paint in front of
Yeah.
everybody. It's reckless and inconsiderate. You are
Damn.
gonna ruin somebody's cosplay with this.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true.
It better be cleaned up by the time, like, I get back.
And was it?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay, good.
Fortunately enough, it
I
was
so
basically all into the tub at that point because he had come up to, like,
yes.
change cosplays.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I actually have a similar story, but thankfully my friend who was a cosplayer who had this same problem, he was much more considerate. So I have a friend who at the time cosplayed Ukiora. And for
Oh.
anyone who has seen Ukiura from Bleach, he is pale white, like fucking white. So,
You
um,
want to talk about a
my
white
friend
boy?
had his,
That's a white boy.
oh my God, he's like the emo white boy. And props to you if, because you know now Bleach is like considered an old anime.
Not with a
That
or like not with a new season coming out.
not yeah, not with the new season, but before it was considered old. But anyway, Ukiura was like top tier villain,
Yeah.
hottie essentially, and well, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So he had his body professionally painted, like spray painted white, and it looked amazing. Like he looked amazing. Um, but then comes the time where he had to wash the paint off, right? And thankfully, it wasn't like grease paint or anything,
Hey, you're
but
not really talking into the
it was like
microphone.
liquid.
Hey, you're not really talking
Hmm?
into the microphone.
Hello?
Hey.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Um, so he had like it wasn't grease paint, it was like a different kind of paint that would just stay better and it wouldn't like transfer or anything when you touched them. But that shit got everywhere. And thankfully, he warned us. He was like, y'all need to have your showers first. I have to have mine last because, this paint is going to literally get everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to have people help him wash it off, like his back and stuff, because it was just too hard for him to get it. And it reminded me of your grease paint, dude, because when you said it gets everywhere, it magically gets everywhere. Like
Right.
everywhere.
So how did your
And
friend get it off? Because I know that when
again, it
the
wasn't
next
grease.
time I came into the bathroom, there was a bottle of like dish detergent just in the shower. And not like a little
So
cute one, it was like a full blown bottle, and it's just like on
yeah, he
Sunday
didn't have to deal
he
with all of
left
that.
before everybody else and just left it there. I'm like, I guess you don't want it. I guess you're
Uh,
just wasting your money.
I was gonna say free bottle of dish soap. Yeah. No, he actually, so he got everywhere. And he was so, again, he's very considerate. He cleaned it up because, of course, cosplay problems. And he hasn't, like, he's done the whole grease paint or the body paint before.
Hmm.
And because of it, he had a better understanding of how to clean up after himself, essentially, which I'm very grateful for. But it was like a fucking war crime. It was like, because it was white flakes and like white paint all in the bathroom, like especially in the bathtub. There was some by the sink, there was some by the toilet, and I was just like, because I came in there and they were still like trying to scrub off the paint on his back, and I was just like, paint is literally everywhere. How did it get to over here? Who the fuck knows? It's a mystery. For those cosplayers who have body paint, who use body paint, props to you, because I couldn't, man. Also, I've been trying to do body paint for Persephone and Hera from Lore Olympus.
Yeah.
I just do it on my face. I just do that shit just to practice on my face, and I'm already over it. I cannot imagine having that all over your body.
Well, here's the thing
Damn.
with my dude, my Homestuck dude. He only had it on his hands and face.
That's so
Like
weird.
I because he had like one of the baseball. I've never read Homestuck. I've never got into Homestuck. I missed the
Yeah,
entire
same.
thing with Homestuck. I just
I think
understand.
that's a blessing.
Right. I just understand that there is Homestuck and kind of what to expect with Homestuck. So I guess he had like
Yeah,
one of the baseball uniforms, long sleeve baseball uniforms.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, because I just don't know.
I love how Homestuck became such a huge, huge, like nerdy thing, and then it just fell off the face of the earth, and no one wants to talk about it. No
Like
one wants
new
to talk about
generation,
Homestuck.
new little con babies and
Yes.
stuff have no idea what Homestuck
Mhm.
is.
No, I actually found when I was, going through the not library, bookstores and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I actually found a comic book, a Homestuck comic book.
What the fuck? Seriously?
And yes, it's at Second and Charles in Birmingham if you guys want to check it out.
Mm.
But and when you open the pages, it's just pages of like the actual like web page comic,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't carry like because I think they made it with GIFs or something. It didn't have any of that, obviously. It's paper. But they had it, and I was just like, oh God, there's an actual physical copy of Homestuck here in my hands. It escaped from the digital world into the real world. It's too much power. But no, I don't like. I'm surprised anyone had it.
I'm surprised it
I was
exists,
so shook.
honestly.
No, it was there. It was so crazy. Like it blew my mind. But yeah, that's evidence. There's evidence that Homestuck still exists somewhere out there. Wait, is the web browser page thing to read it? Is that still up?
I have no idea. I never got into
Huh.
Homestuck, so I don't know. I don't know where you're supposed to read it.
Hmm, interesting.
Getting into
Interesting. I
another
just remember that was a
Sunkist?
big thing. Honey, I need the caffeine. You heard that?
Yep.
No shame. No shame in here, okay?
All the shame.
Uh, anyway,
Um, so
what is the
that,
most
like,
bizarre thing? Like, what is the most bizarre thing when you first went to a convention? That's the question. Kind of like a culture shock. What was the first?
It was never a culture
culture shock
shock.
experience
I'm second generation
for you?
nerd. My dad has second
Oh
edition
yeah.
um D&D books. So like
Yeah, that's right.
none of this was a shock. It was exciting to see like my first convention, like real convention, was probably a MagicCon '09. So it was very exciting to
Oh
go to
shit.
what was like more of a sci-fi con,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing like anime characters there, like Inuyasha, Rukia, like
Oh my God.
Orphan,
Ina,
I think. Not like Iron-Blooded
right.
Orphan, but like Orphan. There's just this,
Oh yeah, I know
um,
what you're talking about.
right. So it was exciting to see those people along with the sci-fi people.
Right.
So it was never
I
a culture shock for me. It's never been a culture shock for me. I just never really got to go to like the big height of conventions. So like Imagicon didn't have the Yuri and the Yowie paddles, like
oh you missed
so
out
like
on
I
that?
never got to really experience that.
Oh
But I
my
know
God.
about it cuz
Okay.
like I would watch like convention videos. Kind of like what
It's like a repressed memory we all collectively try to repress.
so who is it? Not
Oh
so
my
D
God.
Pity,
Wait.
the Deadpool cosplayer that runs around and causes
Yes.
chaos. So like his kind of videos, I would watch like a bunch of like his style videos and people like going around as like Zack from Final Fantasy. 'Cause boy howdy, and watching like their kind of videos and stuff.
Let me ask you then.
Okay.
If you actually remembered any of this, do you remember this time where everyone, and I'm talking about everyone, had the leather collars with the rings, and they would lead with a chain fucking leash their character or whatever, like the shipping, it was for ships essentially. For example, Elle
Oh, for
and
like L and
Light,
Light and like, yeah, no,
or
like I remember that. That
Sora
wasn't like
and
a con
Riku,
thing
and
though. That wasn't exclusively a
it,
con
oh
thing.
my God, it was definitely a con thing.
Well,
And this
it's
is
not
why.
exclusively a con thing. That shit was happening outside of conventions too.
Right, but I remember this specifically being a con thing because eventually they had to ban that, right?
Because it's really
Um,
dangerous. It's really, really
it is very,
dangerous
very
because like
dangerous.
a lot of times people wouldn't have like a loose hold on it. They would have like
Yeah.
strap like they would
Yes.
have it like wrapped around their hand or have like the loop around their wrist or something like that. So it wouldn't just easily fall away if like something happened.
I was there when that happened. When
So it was very
everyone had
common for
they
people
would
to
like,
do that for like ship stuff, but like
oh no, it
I
wasn't just
saw
ship things.
more
I saw
like
people
just
do it.
actual couples do that than actual ships do that.
Mm-hmm. I
So you're
saw
like,
it, and
it's
I
con. I'm like, it's not a con exclusive.
well, I know it's not. I know for a fact it's a kink thing, but I
No,
think it was
like when that
widely
was happening, that was just an edge thing. It was just
I
people
guess
being
so,
edgy and gothy
edgy.
and emo. Like,
But it was. But I remember seeing so many photos being taken because cosplayers. I mean, again with the cosplayers actually took it and created and made it their own. But sometimes I'm gonna kind of a little overboard. But that's just me personally because I've seen things. I'm having like con flashbacks. Um, because I think it was a huge culture shock, just the con scene for me, because I didn't grow up nerdy. In fact, I grew up in a very strict Latino household, like
mm-hmm,
very strict Latino household, and I couldn't even cosplay essentially, really. So my first cosplay, quote unquote, was Luigi from, the Super Mario Bros.
mm-hmm,
And it was my friend's band outfit because they did a band thing for, was it video games? And
mm-hmm.
they all dressed up as Mario or Luigi or like Super Mario characters and stuff. And she had a Luigi outfit and had like this giant cloud thing. That was my first cosplay. And I thought I was the coolest looking Luigi there, you know? I just had that in my brain. And then when I walked in, and I still remember my first convention was MomoCon when it was at Georgia Tech.
Oh
And
yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
shit was free. Now look how big it's gotten. I'm so proud of MomoCon.
Well,
I'm so
look at
proud.
Comic Con. They were free as well for the
That's
first
true.
4 years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And I discovered Comic Con year one in 2009, 2010, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. Um, because that's when they started it,
Yep.
around the time that I started going to college. And I still remember I met your husband in one of those conventions.
Yep.
Yeah, like
Um.
I reconnected with him, I think in year one or year two, which was so crazy.
So like I knew about Comic Con year one because again after like Imagicon, like I went on this huge search for like local conventions, free conventions, things like that, and like I don't know what the name of the website is. I don't know if it's still around. I don't know if it's updated. I don't know anything about it anymore. But it had this
Hmm.
huge, 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 almost international because I think they had some listed from like the border on Canada and stuff. Of just like all the conventions, all the
Wow.
anime conventions, like all the sci-fi conventions, all the conventions. Um, and that's how I found out about Comic Con year one, but couldn't go because it was always like year one and two, it was in like April-ish, May-ish. So it always
Hmm.
ended up on like a family reunion, and I couldn't go. I didn't have
Oh,
a driver's
yeah.
license. My parents didn't mind taking me, but because it was always on a family reunion, we couldn't go
Oh, I see. Yeah,
until
yeah, yeah.
season three when it was moved into March.
Huh. That's interesting. So that was your first Comic-Con experience? Or just
Season
con?
three, yeah.
I still remember very, very vividly. You know, it's crazy. I don't think I would ever change having the convention like the way that it was in Alabama,
Mhm.
because they really did use every aspect of the buildings, the Ferguson building there
Mhm.
at the university, and grew. And I still remember all the all the shit, all the locations that they used in the Ferguson building. And I thought it was the coolest thing because, you know, when we went to college, me and a friend of mine, who were really, really big nerds at the time, we didn't know anybody, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, wow, I can find people just like me. And I found your husband
Yeah.
who's just like me. Um, and it was so fun. I think that's one thing about conventions is the friends that I made. I have
Right.
made longer lasting friendships through conventions than I ever did anywhere else.
The longest
I think,
lasting friendships I have are made in the most unique ways. Because I have a friend from college that I'm still friends with and I still talk to actually regularly because we met in theater.
oh yeah. I think theater kids are just a different breed. Theater kids
You're
are just a
not
different breed.
wrong.
Um, I just remember most of my friends being in cons. I think it's also because I grew up in a strict like family household like that.
Mm-hmm.
That when I finally went to college and I made the friends that liked the same, like similar things, and I didn't have to hide it, you know, anymore. Because I remember one time I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho, right?
Yeah.
And it's still to this day one of my favorite shonen animes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the moment they started talking about like fighting demons or whatever, or like there's demons involved,
Mm-hmm.
and the hottest guy that I personally was attracted to was a demon, aka Kurama. Oh, I apologize. My dogs think there's someone out there. Yeah. Um, oh, so I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and I was like, oh shit, there's demons involved. My parents are gonna kill me because I'm not supposed to watch anything like that, right?
Hmm.
If it's there's demons involved, even if it's like an animated cartoon show, that's a gate. What is it? A gate to hell or something?
Yeah.
I'm opening a gate to hell or some shit. But to this day, I still remember watching it at like 3 a.m. on what is it? Adult Swim
Hmm.
when they had Yu Yu Hakusho. And because I had a better understanding, I was like, okay, obviously this is just an animated show, anime, whatever. And I had to hide that shit. But when I went to a convention and I actually saw a fucking like Kurama cosplayers, most of them were women. Didn't matter to me. I saw them. I thought they were the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. God bless cosplayers. God bless them. Anyway, sorry, my husband just got home.
Um, yeah, no, like, I get that your family was super strict. Mine wasn't. Like, my dad
Yeah, I
watched
think that's why it was
Pokemon
such
with
a huge
us. My mom didn't have a
like the
problem
whole.
with it. Like, and this is someone who was, like, both sides of my family were very much raised in the South. My mom is, like, super hyper conservative kind of situation. Even
Yeah,
she's like, it's fantasy. It's like evolution. It doesn't contradict like the religious belief that God created man as they are kind of situation.
yeah.
It's like
I think it's just I don't know. I can't explain it with my parents. It was just something they couldn't understand, and they didn't really want to try to.
and
So when
like
they saw me liking it
I
and
get
knowing
that,
that yeah, but they saw me
especially
liking
since
it, they saw
English
how
isn't
nerdy I
their
was.
first language.
No, mm-mm.
Like it I feel like something like Pokemon would get lost in translation very easily for your parents
Bruh, I
coming
wasn't
from
allowed. Oh my God, I wasn't allowed to watch or play Pokemon games. You know what my first Pokemon game was? Pokemon XY. I was in college. That was how strict my household was. But I feel like most immigrant households would understand, especially if you are like a religious immigrant household.
right.
I think
And
that's an
I
understanding for
get
all of
that.
us.
Like I'm sorry you kind of missed out on the hype growing up, but like I get why your parents cuz again, it's something from Japan translated to English and probably not the best translation ever.
Right.
And then
I will
having
also
to
say,
explain the cultural aspect of it as vaguely as it is to your
right.
parents that aren't English. or
It's also I wouldn't say I missed out on anything, but because I don't think I did, but I think because of it, I had the biggest culture shock of them all. You know what I mean? I saw the people being led in chains and stuff. Like I saw that and I was like, is that like a kink? Is that normal here? And I saw the fucking yaoi paddles, right? And the free hug signs and
I
all
do
that.
feel like if I had gone to a convention where there were yaoi paddles, that probably would have actually shocked me.
Hmm.
That probably would
I
have.
went to them. It was a thing, and I saw them, and I see like people take photos with them because they had yaoi or yuri or uke and seme
Hentai
and all these
or
hentai
daddy
paddles
or.
everywhere. And I was just like, I didn't think at the time that they were like kink paddles because that's what they are.
Yeah.
And some of them had holes, and I didn't think anything of it. And I was just like, oh, it's just a paddle, whatever, it's paddle. But when I saw them outside of the convention, I was just like, oh fuck. Well, I guess nerds are equally kiki, if not more, because they were everywhere. I'm trying to think of another. Oh, the what is it? The game? Like if
Oh, yeah.
you lost the game.
Yeah.
I That was everywhere, and of course y'all lost the game, but that shit was everywhere. And for the longest time, I could not understand what they were talking about
Same.
because like in my teenage brain, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's the game? And they're like, oh, the game. And if you think about it, you lose the game. That's the game. You can't think about the game. That's the game. And I'm just
Right.
like, huh?
So like
The
my
fuck?
ex had to explain it to me and I
What was going
still didn't really understand like my ex had to explain it to me, like my now husband has had to explain it to me. It took me a while to understand what was going on with the game. I
And
eventually got
I
it,
was
but
just like,
like oh,
yeah,
and
I
that's one of
got
the things
it.
I love the most about Comic-Con. Like I know that I'm pretty sure we're not doing it anymore, but like for the opening credits, the editor or like the opening video or whatever for the
Oh, I'm so
convention,
excited for
they
opening
would
ceremony.
always
Yeah.
slip in the game somewhere.
Oh, you didn't do it this year?
I don't know if they've done it for the past couple of years because it's been a new person.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I just remember the game. That's a classic con thing. I miss, fuck, man, I miss cons. I don't think there is anything similar to what, like, early 2000s brought us. Like the decade of the early 2000s
Yeah, it's its
in
own
nerds.
culture. Actually, something that encapsulate that entire kind of like period in convention history, DramaCon.
Drama Con, the comic.
Yep,
I know
the manga not manga
Shravana.
DramaCon encapsulates it
Yes.
perfectly. Cause I think we mentioned
Oh,
it
it
like
was that perfect.
sometime last summer or whatever. We came over and
Yeah,
helped Chelsea the Destroyer kind of like catalog and organize her manga selection. And she
yeah.
had DramaCon. And so she had all these like little like weeby babies in like their early 20s kind of situation, like 21, like 19, 20, 21. And they're like, "What's DramaCon?" And all us old ass people are like, "They don't know. They don't know about the conventions of before. They don't
The
know.
before time.
They don't know about the
Man.
stripper or like not the strippers, the streakers that would run around."
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Mm.
It was a different time, you guys. You have to understand, these are different times.
And like the currency
I,
for like the Congoers was Pocky and Ramune. Like obviously you can
that's
still go get like
exactly
Pocky and
right.
Ramune, but it's not the same. The energy is not
It's
the
crazy.
same around these.
Right. It's crazy to think about. When I became an adult, growing up in the cosplay scene,
Mm.
I'm surprised they allowed teenagers to get away with a bunch of shit when we were like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Because as an adult, I'm like, I don't think I should have seen some of this stuff that I've seen.
Eh,
Hmm,
it's fine.
hmm,
It's fine.
eh.
Eh.
I'm
You
glad we're more
lived.
conscious
You're
about it.
fine. You're only mildly
That's
scarred.
true.
It's all good.
Scarred. It's just mild trauma that I tend to repress. No, actually, I love it. I love that con. I would never change anything in my teen years going to
If I
conventions because I
wasn't
learned a lot.
stressed to fucking back about like having to pack for Comic Con, I would probably sit down and read the entire omnibus of DramaCon again.
That's such a good fucking comment. Like, for
It's
those
good.
who don't even read comics, I suggest you read this if you want to just take a peek
Yeah.
into early 2000s conventions because
If you want like
no
some nostalgia, if
era.
you want an
Yeah,
understanding of a time of like eras bygone kind of situation, you really need to check it out.
I think it ended with TumblrCon. I think all of that ended with TumblrCon,
I think it was
and that
starting to die off before that, but you may be right where like TumblrCon like kind of nail in the coffin kind of situation.
I think so. I After hearing everything that happened with that convention, I think that was the nail, like final nail in that era of conventions. And to be honest, I'm so glad it ended, if that's true, with TumblrCon, because I mean, it's a good way to end with a little chaos, that brilliant era of conventions, for sure. And
I
then
don't
we
know.
go into
I
this
this
new
okay.
wave.
Hear me out for a second. We're gonna go a little
Mm.
ADD for a second. Does TumblrCon or just like kind of like the memory of TumblrCon and like the stories you hear about TumblrCon kind of just give you the same energy as the game?
You know, I never thought of it that way.
It
I
weirdly
never
gives the
thought of it
exact
that.
same
You,
energy.
I agree. I've never thought of it that way. But now that I'm thinking about it, it really does. Huh. Huh. And if none of you guys understand what we're talking about when we said TumblrCon,
Mm.
just type in like, because that meme is still going on
Wait,
strong,
no,
and
it
that's what
wasn't
the hype.
TumblrCon, it was DashCon, right?
I know. I thought it was TumblrCon.
I'm pretty sure it was.
DashCon was another name for it. I don't remember.
No, the ball
All
pit
I
is
remember is the ball pit.
DashCon.
Yeah, but that's all. Oh yeah, so DashCon is TumblrCon. That's the same convention. They changed the name. They changed a lot for that fucking convention. But the ball pit, yeah, DashCon was TumblrCon for a while. I just know it as TumblrCon because I saw the advertisements. Do you remember those?
What, TumblrCon? I thought there was only one.
Yeah, no, the advertisements when they started advertising for this
No, I
convention on
never saw
Tumblr.
any advertisement
Oh
for it.
my God. I did. It was everywhere. Then again, I was in a bunch of different like nerd spaces at the time. And when I told you that like the bronies and the supernatural fan fucking the was it
Holy shit, I had forgotten about the
Perla?
Supernatural fans.
Yeah, oh no, they're still alive and kicking, trust me. The Whovians, you know, the Doctor Who people, Whovians.
Doctor Who will never die.
No,
Like,
it's never gonna die
yeah, it's never
anytime
gonna die,
soon.
so
I
that
actually finished
tracks.
I actually finished watching the final season of David Tennant
Hmm.
this past week because I was watching all four seasons. I love him. I love that man. Um, but those are like classic memories, and those were all the fandoms that was alive and well during that time. Damn, damn, I'm old. I don't think, and it's funny now more than ever, conventions have become more mainstream. You know what I mean? Like now you have what is it, VidCon, which is like the YouTuber convention. I'm sure there's going to be a convention for TikTok
Racy,
sometime soon.
DashCon was 8 years ago.
Why does it feel like it's 20 years ago?
It was back in
8 years?
2014. I'm just like, when
Are
was
we gonna do
DashCon? Like,
are
when
we gonna
was
do
this?
like a
This had to have been
candlelight
kind of
vigil?
recent, right? It was 2014.
Oh my
I'm.
God.
That's
I
upsetting.
have to say no, I have to say we do a candlelight vigil on the 10th year of its anniversary. That's what we got to do. We got to remember that time.
Why? I'm gonna go,
Never
like,
forget.
why candlelight vigil? I'm just gonna go to a McDonald's and play around in the ball pit.
Boom! Everyone buy a kiddie pool and fill it up with plastic balls. And at midnight, we all take a jump into the ball pit. Oh, good Lord. Oh, damn. Damn. I don't think any conventions, even if it's as mainstream as they are, will ever reach that level of I don't know how I don't even know what to call it.
Like, are you
That
talking
was
about,
just
like,
unique.
bad
Yeah.
or, like, unprofessionalism or, like,
I
laziness?
think in it's no, I think it's more in the terms of just conventions as a whole. The
I mean,
chaos,
wasn't there,
the
like, a huge run of cons, though, that, like, were just basically scams? Wasn't there, like, a
mm-hmm.
TerraCon or something?
TanaCon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think after TumblrCon happened, people thought, oh, it can't get worse than this, right? Because TumblrCon was the quintessential shit con
Yeah.
or DashCon or whatever. And then you had, for those who do not know, TanaCon, it was a convention ran by Tana Mojo. Tana Mojo? Mojo? Tana.
Mongo?
Yeah, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. That was worse. Let's just say it was worse, so much worse than the fucking ball pit. Although I will say artists didn't get scammed, just a lot of her fans did, you know, and they were burning and Some people fainted from the heat because it was so hot. It was like one of the hottest days that year.
But like
Um,
there are documentaries on it, and
and then
it's just like
oh
horribly,
yeah,
horribly ran. Like if
and
you really
then
look at it, it's almost as bad as Fire Festival. The only reason
that's what I was
Fire
gonna bring
Festival
up.
was worse is
Mm,
because people were stranded on a fucking island.
Island. It so I think the start of all of that was TumblrCon. Then you had TanaCon. Then you had Fire Festival. And I think with all of the, and I'm pretty sure there was one other that I'm missing. I cannot remember what it was. But there was like another convention or big music festival and all that, that people were so worried about the upcoming, like, We Were Young festival, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that they're like, after what I saw from Fire Festival and all this, I think we've just been traumatized. I think the millennials have just been so traumatized from our experiences with conventions and shit that we're like, eh, TumblrCon taught me. TumblrCon taught me taught me well. I ain't gonna deal with that. Hell no.
I don't know.
Ugh.
I think that's the problem though, is that like a lot of these people either aren't in like convention communities or in the convention circuit at all, or too young to actually remember like a lot of these really, really horrible like events, and like like
Yeah,
genuinely understand how bad these events are.
damn.
Like if you really think
I'm
about it though, because a lot of these with TanaCon, Tana wanted to like go toe to toe with VidCon is what she did. Um
Mhm.
and wanted to do it at the exact same con at time as VidCon, and then wanted to do like almost in the same area or like across the street kind of situation. And so you have all these people that aren't in the convention circuit go to this, not knowing what to
Mhm.
expect, not knowing what kind of standards to have for situations like this, with someone who's never done anything like this before.
Mhm.
And so
Let me
you,
ask you.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish off.
So I don't like that's just me personally, that it's like you need to like understand, like when you're looking at this stuff, you need to understand that like things are not going to be okay with some of this stuff.
Hmm. I know it's been an hour, so I want to finish with a question, like I could just good discussion question. Okay.
Hmm.
Do you think this era of conventions and nerd culture and everything, do you think we'll ever get something as chaotic as we got in early 2000? Like the yaoi paddles
Oh, for like
and
the
the
actual like
panels.
con energy and stuff?
Yeah. Do
No.
you think we'll ever like
No, never again.
it's different. I was about to say it was different at the time and it's different now. Um, but I don't want to say it's not as chaotic, but it feels safer, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah,
Like I do
because like what was happening with that is that conventions were starting to become not
more
necessarily
mainstream.
mainstream, but more accessible. So it was like their
Oh, true.
pre-mainstreamness. And so people were having access to this. It was a learning experience for, like what you said, a lot of teenagers and stuff like this. This was a learning, like a cultural learning experience for people who were new to the entire convention scene and just
And
weirdness in general, fandoms and things like that.
yes,
So
I
that's
think also
why
with
we
the
could
rise of
just,
social media.
that's why glomping was a thing. That's
Oh
why like
my
free
God.
hugs were a thing. That's why people could go up and kiss, like one character could kiss another character with minimum repercussions, is because we there were nobody knew what, like it was a learning experience. As simple
I
as
think
that.
so.
And
No,
so
I
now
think
that we've
that's a good
gotten
one.
older, like with things like the Me Too movement that have come through and things like this.
Oh, can I also point out that the rise of social media allowed us to warn others of potential predators.
Right.
Like allegedly, I'm just saying allegedly, the whole Vic Mananana situation. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Vic Mananana. Um, that was such a big blow to us millennials who grew up in the era of Vic something or other, Maven Torch, whatever. And when we all heard what, because he was the voice actor for everything, you remember?
Mhm. I mean, not
And
everything.
I,
I know everyone's like, "Oh, he's in everything." I'm like, "Bitch, not
early
really.
2000s
He's in a
everything.
lot. Like, I will give him that. He is in a fuck ton of shit." And he's like
Yeah,
was really like had the really iconic roles in his heyday. Like
in
I
his
will give him that.
heyday.
Absolutely. He was like the iconic voice during his time, but like people need to realize that
Yes.
he was not as in everything as people think he is. There were people
Well, at the
before him
time,
and after him that have been in far more things.
right, right. But for us, it was a big deal because he was in all of our favorite animes at the time. Because remember, there was like some that stood the test of time.
Mm.
Like, and he was in a lot of that, especially with, um, I'm thinking Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist, that's the word,
Mhm.
that he rose to fame because everyone was obsessed with Full Metal Alchemist at the time. So, and I'm very happy. I'm so excited. I was very happy to see through the use of social medias and stuff that people were pointing out, hey, he's a creeper. Like, stay safe. And I think after seeing that and finally, I guess nerd culture had to take some accountability for its like its potential unsafeness. I will say, I do feel much more safe in conventions. And I really hope that, especially for us to take care of the young kids, we're like, we're grabbing a kid, shaking them by the shoulders. It's like, do not talk to these people, okay? They're dangerous. I would know. I lived it.
Like
Some
I actually
creepers, man.
talked to a mom at AWA this past year.
Mm.
Um
Hmm.
and like she had stopped by and like was talking about my jacket because it was Sunday and stuff. She really liked like the detail on my jacket that my husband had purchased for me as an anniversary gift. And we were talking and
I
stuff.
love
She
that
could
jacket,
tell
by
that
the
I
way.
was an older person. Like I had commented on her daughter's outfit. I think she had cosplayed as Belle or something. Something with like a really
Oh,
big gown kind of situation. And it's like, oh, she looks
yeah.
really good. And I apparently can tell someone's age very well with their face. I don't know.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
everybody around me is just like, "Oh no, they look much younger than that." I'm like, "Hell no, they don't. They look exactly this age." I don't know. We've discussed it before. And we were talking that last night around 10:30 she was alone at the convention. But she like the mom had mentioned that she never felt that her daughter was unsafe at AWA. Like
Aw.
her daughter knew not to go off by herself. She knew not to go to like the more obscure restroom. She knew not to step out of the building. Um,
Mm-hmm.
per se, like there was an awkwardness in the hallway. Like they'd only let you walk in one doorway, and if you had to exit, you had to go
Yeah.
like out another door, and that really, personally, that
Yeah.
pisses
Yeah.
me off. Um, but I also get it. Um,
Yeah. It was just for the flow of the hallway. I understand.
that is still stupid shit. But like her daughter knew not to like really wander off with anybody, but her daughter was still like was able to go up and hang out with people, and she's like 15 years old or something. And I told her it's like
Yeah.
yeah, like us older con goers, if she doesn't like if we pick up that she doesn't look safe or anything, we'll invite her to our group and stuff. But it's like she's old enough to understand like that she can do things on her own and that like my entire group would have kept an eye on her if she was in our
Oh,
proximity.
yes.
And that's what
I,
everybody our generation does. It's like we look at like we don't
that's true.
you don't have to come
We
hang out
we
with
look
us,
out
but
for
we
each
will
other.
keep an eye on you.
Yeah. I will say, if you've ever seen like circle parties, or like when I say circle parties, I mean like people sitting around in a circle at a convention at like 10 or 11 in the evening. Some of them are drunk, some of them are just there to have a
You
good
mean
time.
2 or 3 in the morning?
Yeah, also that, depending on the convention. Um,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, uh, those to me, I have a lot of memories of those things because I remember when I was like left alone or just wandering the convention alone, they are so welcoming. They'll be like,
Yeah.
"Hey," and I was like, "Hey, can I just chill here with you guys for a little bit?" You don't even have to explain it to them. You don't even have to be like, "Oh, there's someone following me" or whatever, or you can just be tired and just want to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
They are so welcoming. And holy shit, those kinds of people are the best. They're just the greatest kind of nerd people.
Yep.
Because they won't even ask questions. They'll be like, "Yeah, come chill with us. We got you."
Yep.
Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can find that anywhere else. I genuinely don't think you can find that anywhere else. That kind of
Like,
openness. And you
you
do
can
feel
kind of
safe.
see
You
that in
actually
bar
feel safe.
culture, like
Oh,
girls
yes.
at bar cultures, but it's still not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same. It's completely different.
I do. I agree. I think it's just there's some energy, just good vibes all around, and you feel safe. And I think the people that are like that, that actually do protect, especially like younger con goers,
Yeah.
because I think we all just have collective trauma. We all just have a mutual understanding and collective trauma. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
just
like
more
you can
confident in
still get like shit faced kind of drunk and you'd still be
that.
safe. Like it's our group kind of has a policy that like when we're together, like one of us needs to stay sober. That's always
Yes,
been my thing.
yes. Mhm.
And it's one of those things is like someone needs to be the designated sober person. I can sober up pretty quickly though, so it's like you don't have to baby me the entire time. Um
Yeah,
because if something were to happen, someone needs to be able to get help.
yes.
Um
I appreciate people like that too, because I used to be sober one,
mhm.
used to, uh, and now thankfully my husband or my friends who I have a lot of people who just don't drink, they just choose not to.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got you. You can get drunk," and I'm like, "Oh,
All right.
oh thank you." So that's why most conventions now, as an adult, you see me most likely inebriated,
Having a good time. Um
having a great time. After like as soon as like 6 or 7 o'clock hits, I'm in. Time to party it up.
and it's like
I'm that
there's a
combo.
difference between like me having a milder drink over a period of time. Um like with a group of people, but I'm like I it'll get through my system super quick, so like I'm still okay to like be considered the sober person. Um,
Hmm.
but like I at AWA I got drunk and I'm just like you're my sober person right now. It's like I would kind of
Yeah,
cling. I was like I tried to make sure that I wasn't clingy, but I kind of clung to them to make sure I'm just like
yeah,
I'm not as aware of my surroundings when I'm drunk. So it's like I just have to pay attention to make sure that this one person is close to me. That's all I got to do.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
very easily have a good time by myself just standing here as long as I make sure that I have someone safe.
Right. That's fair. But anyway, it's we have 10 minutes before we have to wrap up. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm at Mickey Ree.
And I'm
Ah,
going to change it up. Instead
I
of seeing where they can find us, what are you going to be cosplaying as this weekend in case we have viewers who want to come see you?
I already listed all my cosplays, but
Yes, but for those who are listening at the end, you know?
I don't watches the view numbers and like sure sure. Um, So I don't have a full lineup, but I do know for sure that Saturday I'm gonna be Zhang Cheng from Modal Zushi.
I'm so excited. I
Um,
love those outfits, by the way. They're so
thanks.
pretty.
I told you you should cosplay him, but you're
I
like, oh,
know.
but he's such an asshole. He's such an asshole. I'm like, but he's the only purple character, ma'am.
That is true.
Um, from Modal Zushi on Saturday. for the main day. We'll see how long that wood cap and binder
Oh,
uh works for me. I think I was having back problems at AWA because of my backpack. I don't think it had anything to
oh,
do
I
with like
see.
driving or like standing and walking around or my binder. I think like my backpack really fucked up my back at AWA.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Um, on Friday or Saturday, I will be Frisk from Undertale.
I'm so excited. Had I
Uh,
known you were gonna cosplay Undertale, I'm probably gonna see if I can scrounge up something.
well, someone commented in like the official fan group on Facebook for Comic Con that they were gonna bring an Undertale character. I don't remember who they said. Um, and I'm like, I guess I can bring Frisk. Um, and then I'm gonna be a genderbent Crowley from Good Omens with a friend of mine who's gonna be a genderbent Aziraphale.
Zero.
Um, I don't have days yet for when I'm gonna be Crowley. Um,
Yeah.
I need to talk to her and make sure that it's not gonna be
I'm
Saturday because
so
I'm just like
excited.
I ain't got time on Saturday. I'm gonna be so fucking
You
busy.
definitely make a good Crowley.
I know. Well, you haven't met
Is
my friend. She's gonna make such the
I
cutest Aziraphale.
Aziraphale, I cannot wait to see you guys. I'm so fucking excited to see that.
I know.
Also because David Tennant.
What? Really? I like sadly I'm not gonna have
As you
my
do.
hair is brown. I'd completely forgotten that I was gonna do a Aziraphale with her. Um,
Yeah.
so I haven't been able to like dye or henna my hair to add red to my
Yeah.
brown. So you're gonna get a
I still
brown
think you're
haired,
gonna look fantastic.
huh?
I still think you're gonna look fantastic.
Yeah, no, like it's like I love this outfit. Like I've worn it before. So I'm very excited to be able to wear it again and bring it all together for this. Um, I just I'm disappointed about my hair color because I had forgotten I was gonna do Crowley until like Tuesday.
Damn.
I'm like I kept telling myself I'm like
I
there's
have
something
those.
else I have to do. What am I doing? What like there I am forgetting something and then she reminded me that she had gotten stuff for Aziraphale and I'm like that that's what it
Oh,
was. Oops.
oh God. It's so now it's more anxiety inducing because it's less than a week away. Like
Nah.
fuck. Good luck. I
Thanks.
have the utmost faith in you.
Thanks.
Breathe in and breathe out. You got this. Um,
You, who the fuck are you? What are you gonna do? You gonna be going as
so my name is a
drunk.
bowl of ricey. And now you're just like, but yeah, besides drunk, yeah, that mostly
Yeah.
that. I'm going to be so my name is a bowl of ricey, and I'm going to be cosplaying. Um, I hate, I hate that I'm going to be doing this. I am going to be cosplaying from Runa. I'm going to be cosplaying Runa from Takaguri.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. I don't know when these days are going to happen.
You kind of need to plan that out, man.
I know I should, but it's usually how I feel. And since I live close by, this is going to be easier for me. I want to do Runa from Kakeguri. I'm going to do Panty's Angel version because I did her
Cool.
red dress on over at Awa. So I kind of want to do her angel version this Comic Con,
Yeah.
because now I see a lot of people are going back into the whole panty stocking kind of thing, which I'm
Yeah.
very excited for. It's a good show. Either that, or if I'm lazy, I will do her red dress because I did that for Awa. And oh my God, this is the one I'm scared to do because I'm still unsure. I have yet to cosplay this character because
Hera.
all the conventions
Persephone.
are either no,
Hecate.
no, no, no. All the conventions are either like canceled or they had like COVID and stuff, and I just didn't feel comfortable going to those conventions. And the first convention I went to was AWA, and I still couldn't bring this one because it was too cold. So I'm just gonna
girl,
suck it up and bring it
girl,
to this one.
girl. What the fuck are you talking about?
Girl, I'm talking about Chell from El Dorado.
You're gonna freeze not only your ass, but your tits off,
I've never,
ma'am. This
I
is a
have,
winter
I,
convention. We are still in the
you know
middle of
how long?
winter, ma'am. Ma'am, do
Listen,
you
listen. Do
realize
you
it was
understand?
35 degrees yesterday?
Listen. Listen to me. Do you understand how long I've been I kept this cosplay? Do you understand how badly I just want to go out in this cosplay? I
Ma'am,
have
you're
yet
gonna
to do
get
that.
dressed
I
at your
have
house,
not.
you're gonna walk
I
out the house, and you're gonna be like, oh, fuck this shit, turn back around and get changed.
that's
That's
why
what's gonna
that's why I
happen.
no, because I in the convention, and again from experience I know you're talking like this is why I'm like Ricey's crazy, but I want to be
Ma'am,
her
you
so
bitch about the cold
fucking bad.
constantly in
I
clothes.
know, but I
At
want to
work. At
I
work, you
want to
bitch about how
have
cold
her.
it is and your ass and tits are
You know,
covered.
I'm okay with that. I'll bitch about it. I'll probably be drunk and I'll just stick it out because I have yet to wear her to a convention and she is perfect.
You
And
have worn her to a
I just want
convention.
to
You
wear her.
wore her
No, I haven't.
Magic City Con.
Oh, I
It's
only
still
wore
a
her for like three
convention,
hours.
ma'am.
Yes, but I've only worn her for like 3 hours. I didn't actually get to experience the con life with Chell. And you bet your fucking ass I'm doing it today. I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck
no,
with
ma'am,
you.
you don't bet my ass, you bet your ass. Because it's
Yeah,
about to freeze
I'll
off.
bet my own ass.
If I find an ass
But
just laying around at the convention, I'm calling
also,
you up. I'm like, ma'am, come get your ass. You left it.
yeah. If anything, I could just because it doesn't require a lot. It doesn't require a lot for like that cosplay. However, if anything, I can also wear it for like a rave outfit because it's gonna be fucking hot in there. So that's my way of thinking. That's just how
Well, I
I'm
mean,
thinking it's
obviously, I'm
gonna
gonna
be.
wear a rave outfit.
I'm
I
trying to
always go to
find
the
one.
rave.
I'm just not satisfied. Yeah, I want to
I
find a good rave outfit. I'm just not satisfied with the outfits that I
I can help you.
have conjured up. Yeah,
You've
because
seen
like
my
I've been
rave
looking on
outfits.
Pinterest.
I've designed multiple rave outfits.
Mhm. Like I've seen on Pinterest and stuff, and I've been like tagging just to see what I personally envision. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just got shell because like I still want to wear her to an actual like not to say that Magic City isn't in a convention, but I was only there
Mm.
for like 3 or 5 hours. So I really want to wear Chell for this. So those are my three. And I think I'm bringing one other in case I do get colds and I can change out.
Mm.
So I'm bringing backup. I am bringing backup. However, comma,
You gonna freeze your
Chell.
fucking ass off.
That's why I saved her for last because I knew you're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. Bitch, nah.
Here,
But
let
I
me fix
haven't worn
something
her yet.
real quick. There we go. That like there. You need that.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
What? I don't
Ah,
know.
ha, 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 ha. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I love the idiot. That's I need to keep those cats. However, I do intend to do that. Again, I might change my mind, but if you see me in shell, just know that I'm probably very cold.
Okay, if you see
Or
me
like,
and you're in shell, be prepared for the first things coming out of my mouth is like, you dumbass.
yeah, oh no, I know.
Okay. And just
Which
as
is
long as
why
you know.
trust me, I know, because I've been telling myself that, but I also want to reveal her at a convention.
You're gonna be
I just want to be able
revealing
to
too
wear her.
much because your nip nops are gonna be poking through everything.
I Heck if I know there's gonna be a summer convention for me to wear her at. Like I don't even know. I was supposed to wear her at
Alright, you
MomoCon, and
want a
that was
summer
canceled.
convention? Make a summer convention, ma'am. Do it. Stop
You know
complaining.
how hard that is. Do you know how hard it is to make a convention? Yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
do.
Look at Chelsor. Look at poor Chelsor the Destroyer.
Bitch, our
God bless
life
her.
is
I don't want to
Chelsea.
be like
Of
that.
course, we know how
Yeah.
hard it is.
I was gonna say I don't want that kind of life. I don't want. I'm okay. I'm okay.
What,
Anyway,
you don't want
speaking of,
like a dash con or anything?
oh God, that is my biggest fear is having like something like DashCon. Anywho, thank you guys so much for listening in. I hope to see some of you guys there. I love that two of the chatters that we were talking to today will be there, and I really hope to see more of you guys there. Um,
We're not
so
gonna
I'm
be
super
here
excited.
next week.
Oh no,
Take a
we're not
wild
because we're
guess
going to a
why, but
convention.
we're not going to be here next week.
We're going to a convention.
Where are we
Comic Con.
going? What are we
We're
doing?
going we're going to go to Comic Con. You're going to be working, then I'm probably going to be drunk. So it's going to be a great time. Great ass time.
Actually, I'm very excited. I cannot wait to see all the Chinese gay boys that are going to be there. They're going to
I'm
be
so
there because
excited
they
for that.
they were there at AWA, and
At AWA,
I cannot wait.
and they were very popular. It's going to be very exciting. I'm super stoked. Like I'm so stoked. But yes, you guys take care of yourselves this week, especially with this crazy weather and everything. Just take care of yourself and stay safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, if you're going to Comic Con, I'll definitely see you guys there. Okay.
If you're going to Comic Con, cover your ass. It's too damn cold for this shit.
And fuck it. Fuck it.
Mm.
Oh,
I wonder how your husband will feel about having a blue wife.
he's gonna be too busy running around doing tech stuff. He won't notice.
I mean, you're
You know
not
that's true.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
not wrong. I'll tell.
ay.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him. I'll straight up tell him. You come in purple.
Your
I'm
wife's a
like, Ricey, I
dumbass.
know you like purple, but that's not healthy. I'm telling your husband.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, hey, your wife's a dumbass, and he'd be like, yeah, I know, and walk away.
100% yes. That's literally how that conversation's gonna go.
Oh, for sure. Oh, because I am not the priority that
At that
weekend. I
point,
am not the
no.
priority. That means I have no one to watch my blue ass running around everywhere in Shell. Anywho, uh, yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we will see y'all 2 weekends from now.
Yeah, stay
And I
safe, you
think
guys.
3 weekends from now, I'm not going to be here. I don't really know
That's
yet.
okay. I can. I was gonna say I can do something.
Okay. Um,
All right.
well, yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Be safe.
Bye bye. Stay warm.
Bye.
Bye.